Well, hi everybody, and thanks for joining us as we wanted to get together to talk a little bit about our trip. Let me just adjust this just a hair here.
Would you
Just lost the remote. I'm going to turn the sound off here. Here we go.
Okay.
Now we're good.
Okay.
So we wanted to kind of get together and kind of review our trip a little bit that we had here for our trip to California and our trip to Disneyland, and we're certainly glad that all of you could join us here to be here as part of our little Saturday evening live chat.
Yeah, we got home and it took a few days to recover, needless to say.
Yes, we did. Let me just get rid of that on the screen. There we go.
Okay, so
we let me just right off the top. We had a marvelous time. 5.5 days that we spent in the park. We hadn't been there for a couple of years, so we had an absolutely marvelous trip, and we're glad we could go. Glad we could get the time off to be able to go. And to be quite honest with you, we've been home for about 3 days and we're missing it already.
yeah, we are. We're definitely going through the depression withdrawal, as Disney adults do when they get done with the park. So yeah.
Yeah,
We're definitely going through that.
So we're already plotting and scheming and trying to work up a time for our next trip that we can make, and we're certainly hoping and planning to be able to put that together just as soon as we can. March at the absolute latest. If you weren't with us during our live streams at the park, my dad's birthday comes up in March. It would have been his 100th birthday. Some things that we'd like to be able to go to do at Disneyland to honor him on his 100th birthday, which comes up like in the third week of March.
Yeah, that would be really fun to go do that.
Yep. So that's that's kind of what's on the agenda, hopefully. And as we get this little chat started, the first thing we wanted to do was to first of all thank all the people who joined us on our live streams and subscribed to our channel. In the 5 days that we were there, we picked up 202 new subscriptions during those times. As even though we fell just a hair short of our overall goal of 350, we did make kind of the intermediate goal of 300 plus that we wanted to be able to get to. So thanks to everyone who subscribed while we were there.
Yeah, and also Annette, yes, we are working on the shirt, so it will be in the mail to you here shortly.
Yes, we have the shirt, we have everything we need. Just hopefully we'll have it in the mail for you here by the first of the week, and you should have it shortly.
Yeah.
As again, and thanks to you for joining us and subscribing to the channel while we were there.
Yeah, we really enjoyed all the interaction that we were able to have with all of you. So again, thank you so much for all your support. We appreciate it.
Let's see, Jack Guppy wants to know how many characters did we meet or see while we were there. We saw a lot more than we met.
Yeah.
Certainly a lot of them. We had some pictures taken with a lot of them, and so we met a fair share of those.
Yeah, we did. A lot of them, of course, we see from afar with the parades, cavalcade, in the nighttime shows. But overall, yeah, they're everywhere in the park.
Yeah.
There were some long lines, and due to the heat in the afternoon, but they do take shorter spends out in the park because of their costumes. So.
And because they get so hot inside the costumes, generally after about 2:30 or 3 o'clock, they're done for the day. They go home, except for the ones who have to stay on for the parades and things. So
yeah.
So to meet a lot of the characters, unless you're actually excuse me doing that early on during the day, you don't necessarily meet a lot of them.
Yeah, we met like when we had the opportunity. We went ahead and we did that. So
yes, we did. So we were in the park for 5.5 days. The trip in total with our travel back and forth to the park lasted about 10 days. because we took some extra time to go and stay and see some friends and things. But
family,
so
yeah.
it took about 10 days that we were actually gone. And we first, right off the top, we want to thank our friends at Getaway Today, our travel partners, because we could not have done this without them. They made this run absolutely seamlessly, all the way back to where we were planning it 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah, they were definitely a big part of helping us have the ease of planning our trip. I mean, we had to figure out where we wanted to stay and how many days and that kind of thing. But when it came to booking it, making the arrangements for anything that we may have needed, they took care of it all.
Yeah, and they made it seamless. And if you'd like to be able to get in touch with Getaway Today and have them help you with planning your trip, you can do so just by there's the link is in the description for this show, or you can call them directly at 1-855-GETAWAY and make sure you use our password for any for any discounts that might be available. That, of course, is TPS 10. That's TPS and the number 10. So make sure you do that if you're going to reach out to Getaway Today, not only for trips to Disneyland, Disney World, Alani, any of the Disney cruises. They can help you with anything. If it's not park related, they can help you with anything and everything up into, but excluding plane tickets. Those you have to take care of yourself. But reach out to Getaway Today for your next travel plans, whatever it might be, anywhere in the world.
Yeah, they like I say, they handle a lot of different, and some of them are not even Disney related. So definitely, if you're thinking about a trip, look them up first as one of your first resources to see if they can help you.
Let's go back. Let's start right at the top, and let's start first of all quickly. Let's talk about our hotel that we had, because it was not one of the more expensive hotels. In fact, it was probably one of the cheapest hotels in the area. But for us, because we're going to be in the park all day, it worked out very well.
Yeah, for us, when we're going to the park, we're there all day long. We don't think about, what amenities we truly have beyond what our basics are. So we didn't worry about the pool. We didn't worry about a weight room. We didn't worry about any of that, even though they had those items there for the use. We still didn't bother with those. It was more of what bang can we get for our buck kind of thing. I mean, it was more the numbers that we needed, and it was close to the park, and we had a way to get to the park. Right. And that's really what we went off of.
And where we stayed, it was right across the street, a very short walk to the Toy Story parking lot, a 5-minute walk to be able to go through security early in the mornings, get on the bus, they drop you right off at the Esplanade, and then it's a very short walk right to the gate for whichever park you're going into that day. So for us, we can't talk enough and speak highly enough of the Toy Story parking lot, to the fact that we will, once we go again, and if we drive, we won't be using the parking garages ever again.
No, it was so easy. I mean, the last trip we took before this one, we parked in the structure, and or we did it at least once. We parked in the structure, and no, thank you. It was too much of a long line there. I mean, it literally took us an hour almost.
Right.
From the time we arrived to the line that was there to finally getting through it and getting on the tram to even get over to the park. And this was such a breeze. It was like, what, maybe a 7-minute, 8-minute walk for us, maybe 10 at the most.
At the most.
And security is there to 12 o'clock every day. So it was a breeze. There's no lines. We went through very quickly, got in, got out, got on the bus. Now, we did have a scooter rental, mainly for him, but I used it quite a bit too.
She's
but
just tell the truth. She stole it.
Yeah. Anyway, and I don't remember the exact name of the place, but they were awesome too. I wanted just to say, because when we called to get the reservation for that, I talked to the person on the phone. Easy peasy setup. quickly paid for it over the phone as well. They delivered it to our hotel Monday morning when we knew we were going to be there in the afternoon, because that's kind of how we did it, because we wanted to make sure going over that evening that we had it as well, and doing the whole trial run to see how that was going to work for us. Even though we had to go through security at a different point, it was still wonderful. I mean, they dropped it off. We just went to basically check it out from the front desk. Did the same thing going back. We put it back where it was, handed back in our keys when we were done. Never had a problem with power. It was just an awesome experience. Again, I will link that service.
It was right across the street, right across Harbor Boulevard, in one of the other hotels.
I think it was the Camelot Inn.
In the Camelot Inn. They're located there, just kind of off the lobby of the hotel.
Yeah.
And they have lots and lots of those electric vehicles.
Yeah.
To where you can rent for various lengths of time, and they are the best too. They work out great.
And also they do have child strollers as well that you can rent from them, and so I highly recommend them. Then they were also one of the cheapest for us for the time that we needed, because we compare prices with everything. So
and there was so many buses running from there. There's constantly buses coming and going.
Yes.
From the Toy Story lot over to the Esplanade. You never had to wait more than just a minute or two for a bus to come or go. In fact, there was a couple of times riding back and forth that we were the only two people on the bus.
Yeah.
So they didn't wait to have a certain number of people on the bus before they took off. As soon as somebody was on there, if there was nobody else coming, they left.
Well, basically, because there was a certain loading area for the handicap because of the scooter, and so once basically the handicapped people were loaded in their parties, it was boarding. It was going. So it worked out very, very well.
So we spent Monday afternoon in downtown Disney, 5 days in the park. We did just 7 or 8 live streams. I think we were planning for 9, but we came up short by 1 just because we took an afternoon off. But we had a great time. As everybody knows, Disneyland is just a great place to be. We were there before the 70th, and we'll talk a little bit about the 70th anniversary that was on the 17th as we go along. But one of the things that Dawn really took advantage of while we're there was shopping.
I did.
She has.
And I have a good
merch.
reason for that. Is we have the Chase Visa card, and they do give a 10% discount in certain shops and restaurants. So yeah, I wanted to take advantage of that to save us some money. Come on, you know.
Right. Absolutely.
So anyway, but yeah, so we did some shopping. There was one item we could not get because they're out of stock, and they're still out of stock. But I got the next best thing, I guess you could say. But we do have our merch to go through.
She's got it all down here. Let her go through what she packed home.
So one of the first things I bought was this bag. This is a canvas bag, all embroidered. This is the pullover I wanted us to get. But they're out of the pullover. They went very quickly when they were first launched, and so we were able to get this bag, and so this will make a cute little bag for me to carry things around. And there is a pocket also inside of it as well, but it is all embroidered on the one side, and it's just a really cute bag. And this is my marquee that I remember so much. So that's why I got that one.
Very good. Let's start with the most sentimental of the items.
So what we did, and we didn't get around to filming this, but I had pictures of my 5 grandchildren on my phone, and I showed the people at the Silhouette Studio the pictures to make sure they were okay with them. Well, we had to take 1 out of the 5. We had to retake 1, and so I was able to get a hold of my son he took more pictures, and we were able to get what we needed. So I'm sitting there in the chair where you normally are getting sketched by the side, and I'm showing the phone, and he's literally taking an iPad and zooming in on those photos and taking all 5 of them out for me. And then they went ahead and they cut out their silhouettes by the photos that they had taken with the iPad.
Just push it a little bit so that they can see it. Push it farther. There you go.
And so that is the result. And of course, you get 2 sides. This is just the one side, and then we also got the frame with it. And so this I'll be putting in my hutch or on my wall. But again, they didn't have to be there in person. They could do it from a photo. So if you ever have any questions about that, let me know. It worked out great. Less than $100 for everything, for all 5 cuts and the frame and everything.
Yeah, I thought it was an amazing deal. We got that done. That was one of the big things we wanted to do on the trip.
Yeah, and it was like not a half an hour maybe.
Oh, less than that.
And they're so great. I mean, they're just so professional. I just love to watch how they're doing it, because that's what I was doing while they were cutting them.
Okay.
So,
next.
the first thing I did buy though was this. Is my family's a Lego family. My kids all have Legos, but I wanted specifically to Disneyland, and this is the one that they had there at the Lego store in downtown.
And this is specifically Cinderella's castle.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the castle in Florida. This is Anaheim's castle.
Well, this is Sleeping Beauty, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the one for that. So I'll be having fun putting that together. That we did, and then we wanted an ornament. We have a Christmas tree that we do every year, and it's a Disney tree because I have all my ornaments throughout the years. And so when I was debating what ornament to get, and these had just released.
These had just come out the day that we got them. In fact, I don't think anybody ever had shown them.
I don't think anybody has ever shown them.
And we came across these.
And this is.
In fact, I haven't seen anybody, because they're too busy doing stuff for the 70th day.
This was in the Crystal Shop on Main Street. And it's the balloon, and you can see it's decorated really cute. We'll get that off there. And then it has the 70th with like what would be the strings and a bow. Yeah. And I liked this more than any of the others that were in the shops. They even have a special styrofoam holder for it. And so that's I knew when I saw that was my ornament for this trip.
And that was very reasonably priced too.
Mm-hmm.
We were shocked by how relatively inexpensive that ornament was compared to all the other ornaments that were selling.
Yeah, absolutely. I looked at that and I thought, oh nope, I know what I'm getting. So I had that.
Anyway, while she's getting the next thing, I want to welcome all the folks who are joining us here on our live here as we kind of review and talk about our Disney trip that we just got back off after spending 5 days at the park.
And so I did get this shirt as well. This again is the marquee that I grew up with. And so I got that shirt. Don't know if I'll ever wear it, but I got the shirt. Let me see what's in here. Oh, and this
I told you she had a whole stack of bags down here.
But it's not all mine. This is for him. It's a nice little, what kind of shirt is this?
Rugby shirt.
Rugby shirt. So this was nice. It was in his size. Really nice and heavy too. So he'll be able to wear it this fall. Really nicely with his stuff. And then we also got him a polo, which we thought was really nice with the classic Mickey on there.
Oh, this was in the men's shop.
And this one has a D on the sleeve also as well. So we just thought it was really a nice. So we tried to get him a couple of things too. So it's just not all me wearing it. Now these two things. So in case my coworker is watching or she sees this, this is for her. because she took over my job for me for 2 weeks when I was on vacation. So this is for her. And then this pin is a representation of a joke that we have with the guitar. So there's that for her. And say thank you, Anasia. I appreciate it. You have no idea how much I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And then here's mine to match, because I'm a Mickey girl. And then we had bought many other things that we don't have because we've also given them. We have our cat sitter, Ashley. She did a phenomenal job. The cats were great. So we got her daughter a cute little Rapunzel doll. Got her a cute little utensil holder kind of thing, tray for the kitchen. And then we got her an ornament as well. So got her grocery pin. I mean, we were just kind of giving anything. We got our grandson's t-shirts, and our granddaughters got to go on a shopping spree. So
so that's a look at the merch that Dawn bought while we were on our trip. And again, for all those who are joining us here on the live here today, thank you for joining us. Please hit that like button, and if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel as we'll go through the rest of our trip and other things that we have planned, and hopefully be back at Disneyland very soon and bring more live content from the park. Speaking of the park, one of the things that made the trip so amazing for us is that relatively the crowds were light. For that week leading up to the 70th anniversary day, as none of the days were really overly crowded.
No, not particularly. I mean, overall, the sun was the hardest part, I think.
Well, it was July.
During exactly, being July, but the sun beating down during part of those days were, I think, the hardest out of everything. But we would, take breaks and whatever, but the volume, no.
But honestly, it was not overly excessively hot. We left California 10 years ago because of work, and for us to go back and be exposed to the heat like that around Southern California in July, it kind of got us a little bit. But other than that, the heat wasn't bad. The crowds weren't bad. It really made to what became a very, very, very enjoyable trip. And the other thing, I want to apologize for looking down so much. Our chat on our big TV here behind us has disappeared. So I have to keep looking down to look at the chat to see if we get any questions. And if you have any questions, please feel free to send them to us, and we'll answer them the best we can. Next thing we want to talk about is food. That we had very specific places we were eating. We had reservations made for several places. And places we were looking forward to going. And one of the first places that we ate was a new restaurant that we had never been at, and that was the Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree, which is over there in where Hungry Bear restaurant used to be. We're in Bayou Country now, and I was really looking forward to eating there because I love good barbecue. However, I have to say, unfortunately, I was disappointed in the food. Unfortunately, as somebody who does barbecue at home, I was really disappointed in the food.
Yeah, it wasn't spectacular. I honestly, I got something different. You got the smoked barbecue combo platter.
Right.
Is what you chose.
But you get choices. I got pulled pork and the brisket. Didn't care for the brisket. Pulled pork wasn't bad, but I didn't care for the brisket really at all.
Yeah, and because me being gluten free, I was able to get the brisket sandwich on a gluten free bun, and again, it was okay. I got the oranges instead of the coleslaw. I'm not a vinaigrette coleslaw person, so it was okay. Nothing I would write home about.
Right.
So.
The next thing to talk about food wise was one of the reasons why we went the days we did go was because Dawn's birthday was happening on the trip, and she had a very specific place and thing that she wanted to have for her birthday.
Yep, we went ahead and we booked the dining package for Cafe Orleans because that's our favorite, and because I have to be gluten free, is up to 2 weeks before you go, you can email and request a special gluten free Monte Cristo, whether it's with the meat or just the cheese. And I had requested it, and I ran into a couple little hiccups that I don't normally have when we go there, and they had seen that I had requested gluten-free, but what I did is I pulled up the email and they did not have my sandwich that I had requested. And so I showed them the email. They said, no, you requested it. Let's get this one. And they made sure that I had it. Fortunately, it has changed over the years and it just wasn't that good. I was really surprised. I was looking forward to it, and it just was not the quality as it used to be several years ago.
And our friend Lisa, if you're watching, unfortunately, since John's not there anymore, and John, we miss you greatly. Who passed away several years ago, who was one of the head chefs in New Orleans Square. We miss you greatly, and unfortunately, the food's just not the same since you're not there anymore.
Yeah, it has. It's it was funny. I was online earlier today, and it showed the Monte Cristo over the years and how it's changed. And yeah, it's nothing like it used to be. It was kind of disappointing. But I was able to get a dessert off the kids' menu that was gluten free for me. He got, the reason we chose that package is because we got to choose what we wanted to eat for dinner, and not just be given something that restaurant is offering. Right. And our view was fantabulous.
Oh,
so
yeah,
make sure you watch that.
I couldn't ask for a better view for the Fantasmic package. And remember, the big advantage for getting the Fantasmic package through Cafe Orleans, you can order anything you want off the menu. Every other place you have to order exactly what the package is. Not at Cafe Orleans. It's open menu. Get whatever you want. And
they have a gluten-free menu, also. So just to get the Monte Cristo specifically, you have to request it up to 48 hours before you do go.
All right, Bonnie, welcome in, Bonnie. We're glad to have you with us here as we kind of go back and review and talk about our trip to Disneyland and talk about the 70th anniversary stuff that we saw here. We'll get to that here in just a couple of minutes. What are some of the other food items you want to talk about?
The one food item that I had wanted to try that I saw from Becky plus Eli, because she has to be gluten-free as well, is she had that pastrami sandwich over at the V8 Cafe. Flows, yeah.
Over in
my goodness. I have to tell you, that was the best food I had that whole trip. I got an enormous portion. Like, it was full to the brim. The bun was not too dry. I even had French fries specifically in a specific fryer for me. It was phenomenal. I even went back because we got a drink later, and I told the lady who had waited on us that it was awesome. So she was glad to hear that.
And that's Flo's V8 Cafe. That's over in DCA, right across from Radiator Springs Racers. I'm sure y'all know where it's at. Yeah. But just outstanding food. Yeah.
I would hands down go there in a heartbeat again. And we've never eaten there before.
Right. Okay, so that's kind of our food reviews. I thought that Chopsticks, the Chinese cookery in the San Francisco was really good. The food that they had as well. Trying to think where else we ate.
We ate at Cafe del Zocalo. Yeah. We did that one night. We ate at Carnation Cafe. We ate at Plaza Inn. We had you had the corn dog cart, and I had the gluten-free hot dog over at the refreshment corner. Right. We call it Coke Corner. But yeah, our main goal was to eat somewhere different every day. And in our videos, we do the review after we've eaten it because we don't want to eat on camera. But we have I'm putting together like a little video of all the gluten-free options that are there that I had, and so that way that'll be out here in a few days, just to kind of give you guys references if you need it.
That'll be good. That'll be good to see. Okay, so we've talked about the crowds. We've talked about all the merch that you spent millions of dollars on. Let's talk about the park. Let's talk about our days. We did a daytime stream all 5 days that we were in the park, and we covered. We kind of try to break the entire park up into a couple of lands that we cover each day, and I thought that was a good idea because it kind of focused on what exactly we were going to do day by day.
Yeah, and that's the thing is we wanted to bring. We didn't want to do the same thing every day. Is we wanted to bring a different aspect, and so we chose, like I say, one day we walked the 5 lands around the rivers of America. That was the longest day that we did the filming, but we did ones in Tomorrowland and Main Street. We did one Toontown. So we just kind of mixed it up a little bit to kind of give you a different variety. So it wasn't the same thing every day, and it was fun for us because we got to go different. You know, what's our plan for the day, and we would go through and figure out where we needed to be, how we were gonna, spend our time, and we were able to find some of the rest spots while we were there.
And exactly, and we were able to go and not only find the rest spots, but we concentrated initially in the morning on the attractions in those areas to be able to get on those before they got too busy. And I thought that was a good thing to do as well, as we were able to kind of hit the big attractions at least once throughout the 5 days.
Yeah, we tried to definitely, do what we could for attractions, to be able to bring those to you as well.
So we did that throughout each of the days, and then we said we also had special nighttime things set up that we were going to do. And the first night that we were there, we did what we called our triple feature. We had the Paint the Night parade, and then there's had a small, about a 20-minute break as the parade made its way all the way back down to Town Square, where it goes off and completes its route. Then we got right into the fireworks, and that was followed by the Tapestry of Happiness that was projected up on the front of It's a Small World. We did all that in one stream. Which was very entertaining. About a 2-hour presentation just for an evening, but so we had great views of everything, and that's up there if you want to catch all that entertainment. That's all there for your enjoyment still on the YouTube page as well.
Yeah, we actually had a cast member which we didn't find because we couldn't figure out what all everybody was setting up all the folding chairs for, but we found out that when you book a tour, you get a preferred seating for the Paint the Night, which we were right by because it's right by Small World. Well, one of the cast members, the plaids that were there, I don't know her name, but thank you. You gave us like the best spot
That's
ever. Right. We were able. She's like, yeah, just park your thing right there, and we'll be able to see all of it. There was no one next to us on one side. And so we had like, I think, the best spot for that. We had the first spot, so we had a wide open look of the parade coming out the gate and walking right toward us without any obstruction or anything. So that was a perfect spot for the Paint the Night parade to be able to sit there and watch it. Yeah, we thoroughly enjoyed that, and like I say, we're able to do the fireworks right afterward, Tapestry of Happiness after that. So we definitely, if you ever looking to get a great spot, if you can't remember where it is, just let us know. We'll be happy to tell you. One
of our other nighttime streams that we did, as we mentioned, we had the Fantasmic dining package. Our seats for Fantasmic for the regular, when you buy the regular seats, you have a place to sit right down in front of where. For those who've seen Fantasmic, you know where the main control board area is. The places where you can sit are on the ground right down in front of that. So you have a non-obstructed view. But Dawn, with the electric cart that we had, she needed a kind of a different special seating area, and they moved us up to the upper level, literally right next to the control board, the big soundboard where all the people sit and run the show. and we literally stood right next to them and watched the show. And we could stand. They didn't tell us we had to sit, so we stood, and we had literally a non-obstructed view of Fantasmic. Excuse me.
Yeah, we, I mean, it was literally smack dab right in the middle, perfect viewing spot. It was awesome. So we definitely, again, take a look at that if you like Fantasmic. We were able to get the whole entire thing, and really a great view. Couldn't beat it.
Right, and then we had another nighttime stream of the show over in California Adventure. The what is that?
That's the World of Color Happiness.
World of Color Happiness show. That's that we were able to go and see. Pretty good place to stay at. Although we just kind of did the queue area, the virtual queue. So we got a pretty good place to stand. We didn't invest in the dessert package, which got you a place to sit, but it was way in the back, further away from where we stood.
Yeah, and that was like $100 a person, just for the desserts, and me being gluten free. I knew that they really wouldn't be able to accommodate or do anything for that. So for us, that wasn't something that we were looking at. Now, however, for the Fantasmic package, it was like $58 each. I think they didn't charge us for our drinks, which I find is interesting, because that wasn't included, I think. But also, I was able to use my Visa discount as well. So it was a win-win for us. Right.
So again, we want to welcome everybody in. Please, if you'd be so kind, if you would, hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Share our channel with your friends, and if you haven't, please subscribe to our channel. As we love having you with us, and we still have a lot of future programming to come before we actually make another trip back to the parks. So, but we will be going back to the park. So we will have more programming from Disneyland coming up as well.
So one of the things I do want to mention is one of the evenings we just kind of did like a stroll around.
Right.
And we ended up going on Rise of the Resistance, and afterward the fireworks were going off over there, and we had never seen the fireworks from that point of view before, so we went ahead and we went over there, and it was great. It was the same fireworks to the Star Wars themed music, and it was awesome. And so I thought that was a really great ending for that night.
And we had a very unique vantage point. We stood literally right underneath the Millennium Falcon, looked up toward the mountains, and the fireworks were right behind the mountains. So it was a very unique view and a very, very unique area to be able to stand back there in Star Wars land, that we call it. It's all we know that's not the correct name.
Yeah, but it was, like I say, it was just something we hadn't done before, and we hope you guys like it, because we certainly love doing that. That's
right. So that was basically our trip, the 5 days that we spent in the park, and we rode rides. We had great times. We had family that came down that we were able to see. They didn't come into the park. We had meals with them out in downtown Disney, and got to see our two granddaughters that we hadn't seen for a while. So we had a marvelous time, but unfortunately we were not there for the 70th anniversary that happened just a couple of days ago on Thursday.
Yeah, it just didn't work out for our scheduling when we originally had planned it. But in all honesty, I think it would have been just a day, and we watched it all day long with our friends that were there, and you were just doing one line after another.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, the line to get in at Rope Drop was, for Disneyland, extended literally all the way back to where they had to move the lines to get into DCA. Yeah. Because the lines extended all the way back that far. So, like Don said, the lines to get in were crazy to try to just get in. The merch collectors were there buying up as much as they possibly could. So all the people who wanted to get the merchandise, who went directly into the stores, there was lines that you had to wait to get into the Emporium or to Disney Showcase where you waited 30, 40 minutes just to get into the store.
Yeah.
And once you got in there, it was a battle just to get the 70th anniversary merchandise.
Yeah, there was just, I mean, anytime you wanted to go and do something or see something, you just got into a line. And so, and I knew it would be that way. So to me, it's, yeah, what I would love to have been there on that day. Sure, it would have, but I don't think it would have been a very fun day besides waiting in line.
Yeah,
for things,
and a lot of people that I've heard and seen posts from said after about 1:30 or 2 o'clock, after the cavalcade had run, a lot of the people had started to go home because a lot of the 70th anniversary, that day only merchandise was gone.
Yeah, it was already gone, sold out.
They weren't interested in being there for the rest of the activities or festivities for the thing. Their main focus was to be there to get the special merchandise, and it was all sold out, so they split. So as the day went on, the crowds kind of started to dissipate. The one thing I would like to see, and I plan on seeing it as soon as we can go back, and that is the new Walt Disney show, Walt Disney: A Magical Life, that opened on Thursday in the Opera House Theater there in Town Square.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen that. We did see a lot of the comments and opinions about how he looked, and I just don't think it looked very much like him in the pictures that I've seen. But you know, I know that they're constantly working on things and improving things, so I'm sure that will eventually take shape.
And his face is a little more fatter in the cheeks than what he was, and that very well could have been, as I heard one person speculate, that with trying to get all the animatronics inside the skin and the different kind of skin that they used, that they had to be a little bit more puffy cheeked just to get all the mechanical pieces of the animatronics inside the skin. So that could be. Other than that, I enjoyed the movements. I enjoyed the even the audio was taken from speeches and things that he had made previously. So it was his voice outside of the voiceover by Bob Iger. Leading up to that, but it seemed like a very enjoyable new attraction.
Yeah, I love the pre-story before you saw the animatronic about his vision and his story. I absolutely love that. I could watch that all day long. But still, even watching that animatronic and not focusing on the face and all that, I could see Walt in that. In that as well.
Yeah, so the lines for that were crazy. The virtual queue, I saw one person who was logged in right at 7 o'clock, and they were in group number 170 something.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You know, before they could get on, they got on later in the afternoon. But but people did get on. Yeah, there was had a little mechanical issue at one point in the middle of the day where it broke down for a while. But I think everybody who had a virtual queue reservation was able to get on before they closed that night.
Yeah, and I heard that people were they were taking their app and just constantly hitting it and refreshing it to get in there and to get a queue. And you know, I look forward to seeing it when we have that opportunity to see it as well. So.
The other thing that they put into the cinema there on Main Street, where they had a lot of the Mickey cartoons. Normally, they had a new tribute to the Sherman Brothers, who wrote a lot of the Disney music over the years, including the music for It's a Small World, and of course they had the new third verse for It's a Small World, and they had a very nice video tribute to the Sherman Brothers that was showing there inside the theater. Yeah,
and that was kind of a little different than everybody had thought they would do. But I enjoyed what I watched online. I thought it was nice.
I thought it was a very nice tribute. And of course, the third verse itself that made its debut in It's a Small World, and a lot of people rode the ride and didn't know where the third verse was going to come up, and kept listening for it and couldn't find it. Well, it's when you get all the way down to the last room before the boat exits the attraction, that's where the third verse comes in. It plays a couple of different times while you're in there, but a lot of people were just kind of frustrated that even when they got down to that point, the music just kind of all blended together, and they would miss it and didn't know what the third verse was.
Yeah, I mean that's I mean when I was watching those going through it, I could pick it up in the last room as well. It doesn't really stand out though, because it's still the same tune, and so people have to actually listen to it because it's mainly the chorus that's being sung throughout.
Right. Well, it's a verse,
So,
not necessarily
yeah.
the chorus. And if you didn't catch the verse, here's the words of the new third verse: Mother Earth, unite us in heart and mind, and the love we give makes us humankind. Through our vast, wondrous land, we stand hand in hand. It's a small world after all. So that's the new third verse, and it's in the last room, the kind of what people call the white room, where all the kids are wearing white and all the decor is white. That's where that new third verse plays. So if you're going, or next time you're there, that's where you'll hear the new third verse.
Yeah, like I say, that's something else that we look forward to going to and seeing. I don't know if they're going to take it away. I would assume they would
I
leave
hope
it.
not. I certainly hope
You know.
that verse is there. Once they put it out there, now let's just keep it there. I mean, the Sherman Brothers wrote that for the park before their passing, and I would certainly hope that they would keep that in there from now on. It's part of what It's a Small World has
Right.
become over the years since the World Fair back in the 60s.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see once this anniversary is over next summer is what they keep and what they don't keep in the way of what they have previewed. So
And the other question of how long, so speaking of how long things will stay around, is how long will the virtual queue last for
Yeah.
for the Walt Disney Magical Life? That'll be interesting to see, is how long they keep that virtual queue active, which means that if people don't necessarily use those queue times and don't get in line and get to the point where they don't want to see the show, the virtual queue will eventually go away. It'll be interesting to see how long that lasts.
well, I thought it was quite interesting that when they set up Tiana's, they put a virtual queue, and they set that up in November when people aren't going to go on a water ride in wintertime. But they kept that virtual queue for quite a long time before they went to the regular queue. So it'll be interesting with this show to see how that works.
So that's basically our review of our trip. We had a marvelous time. We're both kids who grew up in Southern California and been to Disneyland many years. Along with celebrating Dawn's birthday, we also celebrated her 50 years of going to the park. Her first trip was when she was there was on her birthday when she was just a very young child. So that was her 50th year anniversary of going to Disneyland. So for the 5 days that we were there, we had an absolutely marvelous time, and we can't wait to get back and do it again. But in the meantime, we have a lot of things that we'd like to be able to do for the channel before we get back to Disneyland. We talked about some of the food things that weren't necessarily happy with. Is we love to do barbecue here at home, and I think we're gonna share some cooking shows with you coming up, whether it be stuff that we barbecue or cook out outside on the back porch. But we're also going to feature a lot of items that they have inside the park. Tell you where you can get the recipes, show you how to make them, and just kind of demonstrate them for you and how easy they can be and how you can enjoy the Disneyland park food at home. Yeah,
we found quite a few. They don't have the recipes anymore in City Hall or in the Chamber of Commerce for DCA. They used to keep binders full of the recipes and just copies of anything you wanted, you could take a copy of. Well, they don't do that anymore, and they have them, I believe the one cast member said it was on D23's website. I haven't seen a whole lot there. I am checking around all over the internet. I did find some recipes. So we're actually going to make food, and we're going to, basically, if we decide to make a dish, it'll either be from the park, a recipe from the park, or something that we've had at the park but wasn't that good, and we're going to make it better. So
So we're going to do that. We'll provide you with the recipes when they're available. One of the recipes that we do have, we mentioned our friend John, who was one of the head chefs in the New Orleans Square before he passed away. He gave us the recipe for the old gumbo, chicken gumbo in Cafe Orleans. So we have that recipe that we're gonna make here coming up when the weather starts to cool off a little bit. We'll make that. We'll share that recipe with you. Now, mind you, the recipe that he gave us was to make 60 gallons of gumbo. So you have to cut the recipe down quite a bit, and we'll kind of show you how to do that. As we'll make a nice big pot, because I love that gumbo. So when we have that, we can have a lot of leftovers for us, and we'll show you how to make that coming up as the weather starts to cool off here after we get out of summer.
One thing we also want to mention is when we're doing all this cooking and recipes is I have to be gluten-free. If not, I will get sick.
Right.
So we're going to make it gluten-free, but we're going to show you how you don't have to make it gluten-free and vice versa. So that way anybody can make it.
Yeah. So we'll show you how to produce those options, and when necessary, Dawn will make her own version to be gluten-free as well. So we have all those coming up as we can get to those. So that's what we have coming up. We'll do some barbecue things. One of the things that we love to make is a grilled corn salad. We'll probably be making that here coming up in the next couple of days. That might be the first thing that we do, as we'll look forward to doing that. As that'll become one of the items that we'll put together. We're also going to do some baby back ribs and things. We'll show you again a rub that we got from our friend John before he passed away, that we've kind of altered a little bit, but we'll tell you more about that. Bonnie asks, what year is the map on the wall behind us?
This is the 45th year.
Let me see if I can get out of your way here, Bonnie, so you can see it a little better. That's the 45th year map. So that's
It says copyright was in 1999.
so copyright 1999. So that's been around a while. So, but that's a map that Don had, and we commissioned a friend of ours who we met here. He made several frames for us, and that was one of the items that we wanted to have framed and display here in our living room.
It used to be, they used to sell these at the park when I was a kid, and every time we would go, one of the family members would buy one. And so when my grandmother passed, she was the keeper of all the maps. So we have the map that we wanted to put into a frame for that. So
very good. So before we wrap this up, we want to thank everybody again who's logged on and enjoyed the hour or so with us as we've kind of gone over our trip and kind of broke things down a little bit and talked about things. That we're glad that you could join us, and we have some special thank yous that we want to say to folks too as well. First of all, we'd like to thank all those people who watched our streams during our 5.5 days at Disneyland. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for joining us on all of those.
yeah, absolutely. We're glad you could come along. We had a great time. We hope you did too as well.
We have a lot of people subscribed during those 5 days. We wanted to try to get to 350 subscribers. We fell just short of that. But when you look at overall, we did pick up a total of 202 new subscribers over the 5 days that we were there. And that's just, we never expected that kind of result.
Yeah, we just wanted to stay longer. We didn't want to stop filming. We didn't want to leave to come home. We just wanted to stay there and bring that happiness to you.
Also, we had 4 mods who joined up with us on the trip. We wanted to thank them for joining up and becoming part of the effort to help us bring you quality programming.
Yeah, we do appreciate that. I know it's not easy to be a mod, and so we do appreciate all those who volunteered.
And we want to thank a couple of people, especially. First of all, just a guy and a girl, Javier and Celeste. probably the first people that we started following here on YouTube, who really kind of paved the way for us to get this going and getting involved, as they've become good friends over the last couple of years as well.
Yeah, we miss seeing Celeste. Got to see Javier a couple of times, but we enjoy watching them and being friends with them as we enjoy our journey on the channel.
That's right. And Celeste, hopefully we can see you the next time that we're in town at the parks. And probably most of all, the new friend that we made, she's turned out to be quite a friend, Katie, the Main Street Cowgirl. She's not only helped us, but she's been very friendly, and we were able to spend some good fun times with her in the park when we weren't on the air, and even when we were on the air.
Yeah.
There during our 5 days there. Katie, thank you, and thank you for your friendship.
Yeah, thank you for all the help that you were able to lend us. It definitely made it so much easier for us, and some of those things that, like I say, with the videos that we did do, we're going to put forth some other videos, like on the rest spots and just different topics that are beneficial to seniors and to anyone who visits the parks.
Yeah, we went through and we shot all what we considered to be the best rest spots, shady spots for folks who need to sit down, maybe get out of the sun for a few minutes. We have that we're going to put together. We're going to put together some food things. We're going to put together some ride things. But there'll be a lot of still other things coming Disneyland related that we'll be producing here on the channel. And again, we're making plans for our return trip to the park. If not beforehand, it'd be March. It's at the absolute latest. Hopefully, we can get there to help commemorate my dad's birthday back in the third week of March.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We're gonna actually fly this next time, so we'll be able to give you that experience that we were able to do before. A small little airport here in Utah that we fly out of. It's very great. It's awesome.
Yeah, for those who don't know where we live in northern Utah, so it was about a 13-hour drive for us to get to it to get down to the park.
Well worth it though. Every bit.
We're not complaining at all, but it's just made for a little bit longer trip, especially in the heat of driving across the desert. But anything else you want to talk about before we go?
I think we pretty much hit everything. Again, just want to thank all the subscribers for your support. It means the world to us. We're trying to fulfill our dream of being able to share the parks with everybody who visits our channel.
Yep. Again, if you haven't done so, please subscribe, tell your friends about us, and hit the like button. It'll help out our streams as well. So until next time, for my wife Dawn, I'm Dan. We are the Theme Park Seniors. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Bye-bye, everybody.